I just said it is time for your main event! This is for the Kauji Attack Wrestling Championship! Let's introduce and get some wrestlers out here!
That curtain's open. We can see what's going on over there.
Welcome to PWCI this week. I'm Magazine Crime Bear, and we are back at Kauji Attack Wrestling in Bloomington, Illinois. We're supposed to have an interview on this episode of the program, but that has been scuttled. I will talk about that after the break. But coming to the ring, on behalf of Zero Gravity, CJ Esparza. Last edition of the program, he lost to Jack Shatter. Was a bit of a sore loser over that loss. Rejected the code of honor and claimed it was a bunch of BS that he lost, but he lost fair and square. But today, he is going for the KAW Heavyweight Championship. And coming to the ring is someone we haven't seen for a long time, and actually he had retired for a time. It is the underwear model Eric Priest. He's back. Back to action. After taking a few years off. Back to one of the early episodes of the Nosebleed Seats. Chris Cooper interviewed him so many years ago on the program. Priest is the current KAW champion, and CJ Esparza, the hometown hero, will be challenging for the title. Announcement was made that KAW will be returning to Bloomington on Friday. One Friday per month, starting in September. Here at the Station Saloon. Last time we were at, well, since our last time at the Station Saloon, they've added some artwork to the walls here. Some famous music personalities over history. And there's the title. There is that title belt.
It is your main event, and it is for the Kauji Attack Wrestling Championship. Introducing first, the challenger from Bloomington, Illinois, CJ
Champion right here, baby.
and his opponent.
No. Yeah.
Is that Mike? Is it on? It might be on.
It's time to wrestle, buddy. It ain't time to wrestle. It's time to
Take his ass, CJ!
Well, Priest has something to say.
So, the underwear model finally makes it to Bloomington.
Wow.
You know, I saw your little promo online talking about how you were going to walk away with my title.
That one right there, yeah.
You see, he's the hometown boy. So he's got some fans here.
Oh, yeah. Of course he does.
Look, I'm an intelligent person, so whenever I face someone, I know there's always a little bit of a threat. And then when I heard it was his hometown, and he had his fans here, I got a little bit more concerned. And now that I'm here and see the trash and sausage fest over here, looking at my fucking cock, right? I am incredibly less concerned. And do you know why?
No, we
cutting a promo. CJ Esparza will be challenging for the title on today's episode of PWCI this week, but we will take a quick break, take a look at the weekend schedule, then we'll have an important news updates. You'll not miss a second of the action. It's bell to bell. Be right back.
As drivers, we make a million little choices each and every time we get behind the wheel. Choices like distracted driving, DUI, speeding, and no seatbelt are proven killers, but there's another threat lurking on your roadways that you need to consider. It's the choice by drivers to ignore the move-over law. This lethal choice has led to the death of first responders from all over the state. Men and women sworn to serve and protect you, the people of Illinois.
Slow down, move over. It's the law.
Originally, I was supposed to have an interview with the promoter of Rebellious Wrestling Federation, Sean Hubbard. Instead, I have to report on one of the most dirty, underhanded acts ever witnessed firsthand perpetrated against him. Before I talk about that, let me address a relay thing from a couple weeks ago. I reported on his podcast some of the comments made by Hubbard in regard to who may be sabotaging his event. Afterward, I had gotten a complaint about him being name-dropped in a report, saying he had nothing to do with what was going on. And he's right. Now, my personal assessment was Hubbard threw everything against the wall to find out what sticks. Now, in my reporting, I made no judgment on guilt or innocence of anyone mentioned. If it felt that way, it was not my intention to do so, and I apologize for not giving enough disclaimers to protect against any false impression made against someone, innocent until proven guilty, after all. At the end of the day, though, the fears expressed about possible sabotage were actually real. Just as I pulled into the location for the RWF event, I received a text complete with photo that the show was off due to what was said to be a crash involving the ring truck that was en route from Chicago, said to have occurred at 2:30 p.m. Saturday. First thought was to drive up and get footage of the scene, but that was said to be cleaned up already. Hubbard was at the venue in Pontiac, in shock over what happened. A few fans had arrived early, which explanation was given as to what happened. They were told if they had bought a pre-sale ticket to return to where they purchased them to get their money back. I was paid for my trouble going up there despite what happened. As time wore on, a discovery was made that the accident photo was taken a year ago up in Wisconsin that was confirmed independently by myself and with another source. Despite this, immediately people claimed Hubbard made the story up because of previous trouble, and he's viewed by many as a pathological liar, guilty until proven innocent. However, that made no sense. Why show up at the venue at all, much less stay there a couple hours, pay some money out to personnel there, if you had planned all along to concoct a story like this? Plus his demeanor at the venue didn't indicate he was trying to deceive. The following day I was given access to the account where I could download and read through the entire Twitter conversation in which arrangements for the booking and the ring rental were made, which I see as the smoking gun. I am disgusted that this is the true colors of the wrestler with the ring, despite being a mainstay in the Midwest. Truly is. Strongest possible recommendation to Sean Hubbard is to print all communications with all parties and pursue litigation against those who burned him. Since he is automatically not believed as it is, just as we've seen with the Me Too cases in the wrestling business, this is an absolute necessity to clear his name and seek damages from the individuals who perpetrated this scam. This action resulted in several people being out of booking and a payday besides travel costs. Say what you will about Hubbard, but this was way, way out of line. To the individuals who pulled this stunt, this is not going to go the way you think it will. And for whatever motive you did this, will backfire, as you should be held fully liable for everyone's losses. Further updates on this story will be posted at the St. Louis wrestling community at stlwrestling.livejournal.com.
So there you have it. Quite disgusted at the turn of events that occurred. And if anybody's got information that I need to consider about this situation, please share it with me. I'm willing to listen to anybody. Please do not go out and claim that I am misrepresenting anything that occurred. I have absolutely no reason to lie to you. I observe and witness what I see, and unless there's something glaringly obvious that I overlooked, if I missed something glaringly obvious, somebody please tell me. Please tell me if there's something glaringly obvious I overlooked. It's going to be hard to dismiss what I uncovered or was able to look at. And the individuals who did this are known, and I'm going to leave that up to Hubbard to out. In fact, he's already outed them. And I will post more information on the St. Louis Wrestling Community website, stlwrestling.livejournal.com. Yeah. Say what you will. This just was uncalled for. You really can't trust a whole lot of people these days. If I was burned that many times, I wouldn't be able to trust anyone ever again. In fact, there are times when I felt like I could only depend on myself at this point. Not to detract from this match, but Eric Priest goes for a swing and a miss. CJ Esparza kicks him in the back of the knee. 1/2 of zero gravity. Tries for the Irish whip. However, Eric Priest has a size and strength advantage over Esparza. Esparza trips him up. And Esparza, leg drop over the top rope, takes down the gold standard Eric Priest. 1, 2. Been so bizarre, all the stuff that has happened the past 12, 18 months. There's more to come, because I've also been informed of another domestic violence incident. Right now, I'm going to let that set to the side. Other than mention, he was pulled from Wrestling for the Cure because it came to light. The person in question did do a long Facebook Live video commenting on the situation, or commenting on what all has transpired, and also addressed the charge against him, which he will be taken care of in the courtroom. I'll just be waiting to see what the judge has to say about it, and the attorneys. Something comes down, I will report on it.
Come on, Brutus.
It's just kind of hard to believe what happened. Of course, with all the drama in his personal life, it's just... I don't know, it's not unthinkable. All right. Happening this weekend, there are shows happening this weekend. The Missouri Wrestling Alliance at the South Broadway Select Club in St. Louis on the 8th. Midwest Impact Pro in Bartonville, Illinois at the Brooks Auction House. Well, that's in the immediate area. Further out, if you make the drive to Southern Illinois, Stride Pro in Carterville, Illinois. Strictly Insane in Crossville, Illinois. Not sure when. Power Slam by Eric Priest. And a 2 count. The other thing about name dropping, and I better address this again. Yeah, I reported what was said, who was called out, who was named as a suspect. I say again, I made no judgment as to guilt or innocence of any particular party. I'm sorry to those who felt that not adding enough disclaimers may be creating a false impression or inadvertently implicating someone, or even talking about what was said about you in that podcast. That was not my intention to implicate you, and I can name drop the person who asked me, who sent me the complaint, but I don't. But he said, don't name drop me. So I will. I just acknowledged you. I've read your complaint, and your complaint is valid. If I'm to say something else, then let me know. But Eric Priest choking CJ Esparza in the corner. Referee laying in the count. All this rambling, it's detracted away from this matchup here. Priest! Eric Priest, splash in the corner. Nobody home. Shoulder block. CJ Esparza hops over. DDT. Drops down Eric Priest with the DDT. CJ goes up. Priest in the drop zone. Frog splash. And only a 2. CJ thought he had it. By the way, there are kids at ringside. This is an adults only venue. Kids are not supposed to be here, but they're here anyway. It's 21 and over venue. I guess, I don't know, exceptions were made, I don't know. Eric Priest going for a pile driver, boom! This may be it. And a kick out. Priest stunned. Now fans are up against the ring. This is what happens typically at Kauji Attack Wrestling in other cities. Well, in the Chicago area, they are allowed to be up against the ring.
That's it.
This is the first time fans kind of really gathered around the ring at in Bloomington. Just hope that the action doesn't spill outside the ring as CJ gets dropped. And only a 2 count. CJ won't stay down. He's trying to hang in there against the power moves of Eric Priest, the gold standard, the underwear model. Try for next here. Fans chanting their hometown of Bloomington, trying to rally CJ Esparza. CJ Esparza kicks him away. Goes up, and Priest throws the referee. Eric Priest threw the referee into CJ Esparza.
He threw the ref into it. Oh! No! No! Look out! Look out! Look out! Brass knucks!
Eric Priest with brass knucks as outlawed. And look at this. Eric Priest just stuffed.
I see what he's trying to do.
Eric Priest stuffed that weapon into the trunks of CJ Esparza. I know what he's setting up for.
He's going after plunder.
Priest stuffing those brass knucks into CJ Esparza's tights, as now Priest has a chain on his wrist, and now the referee comes over. Referee catches him with the chain, but he really should be called for the bell for shoving the ref into the path of CJ Esparza. There's a super kick. 1, 2, 3. And Esparza wins the KOW Championship. There's one problem though. And Eric Priest is pointing to the brass knucks he stuffed in CJ's trunks.
He put it there! Yeah, of course he did.
What the heck is that? Looks like a rod. Referee not believing CJ. Yeah, sure. Disqualification. Priest put that brass knucks in his trunks as an insurance policy.
Why is it in his trunk? Why he put it in there? He put it in there.
Priest put those brass knucks, or whatever the heck that is, into CJ's trunks as an insurance policy in case he lost. Dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. Really, Priest should have been disqualified for throwing the ref into CJ Esparza's cross body, or sidekick, or whatever. That arrow move off the ropes.
Hey, ref.
That's right. Cue that music and give it up for CJ Esparza.
CJ arguing with the referee. Oh, he shakes hands. And now super kicks the ref. Well, CJ gets the last word. Here's the ref for his stupidity. Really made a bad call. Should have called for the bell after he was thrown into Esparza aerial attack. But that will do it for this edition of PWCI this week. I am the Mad Conservative Crime Fighter. I don't know what I'm going to feature. I'm still thinking about it. We'll be back for more action next week. We have begun the season of summer. Yeah, the crowd is just on the case of this referee, as they deservedly should. Go out to a wrestling show this weekend. MMWA in St. Louis on the 8th. Bartonville, Illinois, Midwest Impact Pro at the Brooks Auction House on the 8th. Other shows further out of the area. Follow St. Louis Wrestling Community at stlwrestling.livejournal.com. I will see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.